And I remember like every guy was going around and naming, you know what I mean, the chick that they had a crush on, and then it got to me.
That's tight.
And then I named the girl I had a crush on, who was another staffer there. And then suddenly her voice goes on the radio. And I was like, oh. And welcome back to another amazing and fantastic episode of The Careful Boys, where today we're going to be talking about what is your fondest childhood memory.
I have so many. Wow, the fondest one, huh?
I think one of mine is going on like these road trips with my family.
Yeah?
Like, which is very interesting.
Where to?
I remember my dad took us to San Francisco when we were young lads, you know. Yeah. And well, I was young. My sisters were still like in high school or some shit. But I just remember him because he grew up in San Francisco, and he had so much pride in like showing us around and like taking us to all these different places. And I never saw the side of my dad before in a lot of ways, where he just was like, oh yeah, like there's this. He was so excited.
He opened up to.
Yeah, and he just was showing us around these places. I remember like us being together in like the van and just driving around and doing shit. I remember that was like really cool, and that was a moment that I remember that like I think about a lot randomly, but until you asked that prompt, I was like, oh yeah, I guess that would be a very fond memory.
Road trips are fucking awesome.
Yeah, or even just when I was a kid, because we went to go to Singapore a lot, and just seeing how my mom would just like take us around and like show us like where she grew up or where she went to go eat, like all those little things. I think I really I will always remember that and just think about it randomly throughout the day.
You're quite the wanderlust.
Is that what that means? Is that what it is?
You have a wanderlust type of personality.
What's that mean?
You wander and lust for it.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm a very lustful man.
You're a wander slut.
Do you do a lot of road trips yourself now? With the kids?
But also too, yeah, that's something that we want to do more of. But like one of me and Tiff's favorite things to do is to travel and like to just go see new things together. Like that's probably one of our favorite things to do, and that's always going to be something that we yearn for. Like, oh, I want to, you know, like that's always part of our goals as like a family, and especially with the kids now. we want to go explore things. Don't look away like that, dude. Stop doing that.
You gotta be our El Salvador tour guide.
Yeah, no, like doing shit like that was tight. I love that. That was so cool. But I think anytime we did things as a family growing up, because it was kind of rare, but when we all were collective and like did things like that, I think that was one of our the fondest memories.
Yeah, that's tight.
That's sweet.
Thanks, dude.
Kind of sad that it was so rare.
Yeah, kind of. Like, you know, yeah, it was a little rare.
Yeah.
It was a little rare. Like, it only happened a handful of times, yeah.
And gas was so cheap back then, too. Could have happened more.
We had the Ford Windstar, dude.
Yeah.
We were driving around that thing.
Everything was cheap.
But yeah, I guess that's mine, huh?
I think my fondest memory is like summer camps, especially one where my grandparents, they actually like lived really close to it, and it had a lake with zip line, blob, water slides.
Oh, like you went to an actual camp with a bunch of kids, but then
Yeah.
you stayed with your grandparents?
No, we would stay in like dormitories and stuff.
Oh,
it was honestly like a killer campground. They had ropes courses, obstacle
This is in the
courses.
Ozark, yeah?
No, this is in Illinois, kind of close to St. Louis.
I always saw those in the movies, and I
close,
wanted to
close.
go.
Dude,
Summer camps are the bomb.
Summer camps are the best.
That's why I wanted to do Boy Scouts.
It's in nature for a week with a bunch of like random kids that you're all just having a time of your life with.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn, I forgot about how good that was.
Because when you watch that in movies, you're like, man, I always want to do that.
I often wonder why we don't have summer camps for adults.
Yeah.
Like just
They should, huh?
There are summer camps for adults.
Just like DMT retreats.
Yeah, see, it becomes all weird though.
Can be doing those ones.
It's gotta be like religious or something.
He's a summer camp counselor.
I will, if you really want to as an adult, I definitely have one to recommend.
We should do
for
it.
real?
Yeah.
But it doesn't be mushrooms though?
Is it sandals or whatever the fuck?
No.
Hey, but I want to learn how to tie knots and do like normal shit. Like I'm not going in there to like.
Fucking go to boot camp or some shit.
Why is it that you have one to recommend? You've been on an adult summer camp?
Yeah, you know EX does one?
Oh, that's what that is?
Yeah, it's a summer camp. Mhm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
wow.
For like adults.
Yeah.
What is?
Like EX, which is a non-profit group of the homies like Kyle and stuff like that. They throw a summer camp.
Cool. I like that.
And it's like that obviously there are, I mean, I'm sure that there are, you know, other party favors.
Do we get badges?
No, it's not necessarily like that. You're not trying to be a kid about it, but it is kid wonder, like a childlike wonder.
Are there bunk beds?
No, you bring tents and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, that's fine too.
Yeah. But no, it's really fun. But anyways, summer camps, awesome, especially as a
Should we do one?
Dude, let's do an adult summer camp.
JK News Summer Camp coming soon.
JK Summer Camp.
Only 100 people can sign up.
That'd be
so-
so-
Oh dang.
or maybe just, you know, us.
Or just the boys.
Keep the strangers out.
No girls allowed?
No, girls are allowed.
Yeah, girls.
Really? I don't like that.
You'd rather have no girls? Okay.
I don't like that.
Only if they're strippers.
What?
You know,
Damn, what that kind of stuff?
Stripper Camp coming soon, hosted by JK News.
Like 25 strippers take a trip to Lake Arrowhead.
that does trigger a childhood memory of mine. A summer camp that I used to both participate in and become a staff member of afterwards every single year was through the American Red Cross. It was called LDC, like Leadership Development Center. I went there as a delegate, like just my first year, and then you know you meet people. I met my first couple girlfriends there.
Damn.
The cool part, I just vividly remember this. The next year we would go back as staffers before like the delegates would come in, and so we'd prepare stuff, right? And I remember like the guy staffers would be in one cabin and the girl staffers would be in another, and there would be like some walkie-talkies, and then you would walkie-talkie what you thought was the guy's channel, and everybody at night, you know, this is like when you're fucking super adolescent, everybody's like, who do you have a crush on at this blah blah, right?
That's
and
tight.
you thought you was on the guy's channel. But obviously somehow the girls knew which channel the guy's channel was. And I remember like every guy was going around and naming, you know what I mean, the chick that they had a crush on, and it got to me.
That's tight.
And then I named the girl I had a crush on, who was another staffer there. And then suddenly her voice goes on the radio.
Shit!
And I was like, oh fuck, and it was just a huge blow up, but it was positive feedback, but it wasn't like ill or anything like that. We ended up, yeah, but then she broke my heart later, so whatever.
Wait, what, dude?
Yeah, we got together for like 2 months or whatever, but
She broke your heart?
but just that feeling in that moment,
Yeah, those are dope.
it was
Those
yeah,
are dope, yeah.
like, so much fucking dopamine. Was
Those
like,
guys against girls moments are like always like, oh man.
Fucking bitch. Broke Anthony's heart.
but yeah, that was hella fun.
I think one of my favorite things was not knowing what was gonna happen after school. And you're just like, what kind of shit are we gonna do? From summer to just that whole elementary phase, right? Where it's just like your goal is like, what kind of fun shit are we gonna do today? Like it's still that now, but back then it was just that was the goal. Every day, it's like, who am I gonna go play with, you know? And you're like, maybe Frankie's home, and you come over, hey, you home? All right, let's go get some shit, right?
Whose trampoline we jumping on?
I know, like it's like always something different.
Do you have a most fun one that comes to mind right now?
I had a neighbor across the street. Her name was Krista, and she had a little brother Johnny. And across from there was a boy named Johnny and Adam. And then we would all get together like a bunch of rugrats, and just their backyard was like a junkyard. So they just had hella cars and things that we would pretend like we're racing and like.
sick.
Yeah, there was a lot of fun shit to do on that street, and there was a lot of kids because I lived around a elementary school. So it was like meeting up with them and then like playing games or whatever every single day. I think that shit was hella fun. Yeah. I know. And just going, if we got bored with each other or like we want to combine forces with another neighborhood, like there'll be kids down the block and you just bike all the way down and then like you just get together and there's like 30, 40 kids. So it's like, yeah, it got pretty wild.
Yeah, dude. That's a mob.
And our school was open campus. So like we lived next to an elementary school and like, you know, like kids are getting picked up till like, you know, way later from their parents, right? So then we can go back into the playground and play too. So
Oh, that's cool.
I used to do that a lot as a kid too. Lived right next to elementary. The playground came in clutch.
yeah.
That's nice to live that close.
And you know what a quick one is though? Is low key after school you go to Blockbuster, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You know the dopamine hits you get when you pick out a movie with the fam. You're just like, oh,
We get to watch this.
Or you go to get a local video spot and you go to like the adults only curtain.
Yeah. What? You just keep.
And it's all covered and you're just trying to get a peek.
What's going
you're
on?
just like, I'm just curious.
Dude, this is a picture of my memory. It's basically like.
Oh, what?
It's a picture.
Well, like when you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But we used to go to this store called Fedco.
Headco, dude.
The one that's on fucking South and
Yeah.
Ridley.
That was our main like store that we would go to when as a kid.
The pizza there is so good.
Oh, dude, yeah. But the best thing was I would always run to this exact section. Look, that.
What section is that?
That's where the Nintendo games were.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. That. So it would always say World of Nintendo, and like I would just have the same memory of just rushing over to it as soon as we got in there and just looking at games, and just like that was my nirvana every time. I would just be like, this is it. This is all I want out of life.
In California, did you guys have the game demos in Walmart where you could like go and just like look up at the screens above the game?
That came later.
Yeah.
I think we were just at my time there was no demos.
You can't play you could just imagine what the game is like. Or like there's a game Genie or like a magazine.
Nintendo
that had
Power, yeah.
Previews of the game. So you would look at it in the magazine, you could just imagine what the game is gonna be like.
Yeah, you had to really just like, or you just take the cashier's word for it. Like my dad would do that. He would just ask them like, "What's the hottest game? What's everybody buying?" And then they'll be like, "Oh, for some reason everyone's buying this Ninja Turtles game."
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Legit.
But like just sitting there
legit.
and just staring at it every time, that was like my favorite thing to do.
Bro, as soon as you said Ninja Turtles, flashbacks to Pizza Hut birthday parties with Ninja Turtle games. And Mortal Kombat and all that stuff.
The arcade one?
Yeah. I used to live next to a Pog, like baseball comic book kind of shop.
Like,
Right?
oh, cool.
I love those shops.
Yeah.
And then they were also they had like Neo Geo, Street Fighter, all that. So all the kids would just line up, and then you do the whole quarter thing, and like, and just wait.
That's sick.
Yeah. And I always used Dalsum, and they fucking hated me.
All my best kid memories are with games, like especially when Street Fighter first came out, and that was like everyone was playing it. You go to like the laundromat and they had it there. I distinctly remember taking my bike to go to the donut shop that had Street Fighter 2 that was around the corner from my house, and you could never play it because you know what the stereotypical 80s bad guy teen looks like? They would always be surrounding it, and they would just be like, "Nah, kid."
No sleeves.
Yeah, they would have no sleeves. They would have a thin bandana, like tied. They look like Karate Kid bad guys, and they were all white, which is like you never see gangs like that anymore. And they would just be like, "Sorry, kid, machine's taken," and I would just have to stand there and watch everyone else play because they were all like older teens, and I'd be like, "This is the greatest game on earth."
Sorry, kid.
Yeah, they would always block my way and just be like, "No, man, we're playing it right now."
I didn't experience it that much, but I miss arcade culture. Like
Yeah,
being able to play video games like in public with friends.
he was right next to one every fucking day of his life.
Wow. First it was Western Arcade. Remember before it was nickel?
Did you have unlimited quarters because you worked at a laundromat?
No, it was a dry
a
cleaner.
laundry
Different.
I didn't know.
Very different. Different class, okay?
We did a compilation of all those.
Laundromat, they wash their own clothes. Dry cleaners, we wash our clothes like servants, okay? It's different.
I just thought you took it from the coin laundry and you walked across the street and you went to nickel.
As a kid, me and my sister would be small enough to go behind the machines and try to like scoop quarters up, and we'd always get yelled at by the manager.
But did your parents ever like forbid you from going there? Ever?
I mean,
Because as a kid, how could you just not want to be there all the
I
time?
wanted to be there all the time, but at the same time, if you don't have money, like,
That's even
You
sadder.
can't play the game.
you also are torturing yourself. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
true.
But I was there all the time,
Oh shit.
all the time. There was also, you remember the Razor scooter?
Yeah.
So I was the first kid on my block to
Yeah,
have a Razor
'cause-
scooter, right?
You were the first kid?
Yeah, I've never been the first at anything, right?
How did you get the memo to get one of those
So here's
things?
the thing: I have an uncle and my cousins in general. I've talked about Pig and the Lady before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that family before they had Pig and the Lady, they owned Toys and Joys on Oahu. So they ran basically one of the most like notorious toy stores. They had anime, they had all these games. He's the guy who gave me like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, PlayStation, everything growing up.
Dude,
My
that's
entire
sick.
childhood was based off of what I was being gifted from these people because my parents
Oh
could never buy me
God.
anything.
That's tight.
And I just remember one morning because when they come over and visit, every single time they came over and visit, they would take my room.
Yeah.
So I'd have to sleep downstairs. And I remember sleeping downstairs with my cousin, and I woke up and it was a Christmas morning. I woke up and my eyes open, and I saw the box of a Razor scooter right there.
And you knew what it was?
Yeah, because I at that time, for some reason, there was like commercials or promos or something like that.
They were shilling at it. It was the hottest thing ever.
Probably on a Go-Gurt commercial.
Yeah, and I fucking
Going off a
was
ramp.
the first kid on my whole block in school that got
Dude, you
it.
probably got mega popular.
It was the OG one with the green neon wheels, just aluminum.
Did you show up to school like paddling it? Like
Not on a school day because we weren't allowed to, but like on an off day, I just like scooted all the way to school.
to be the
And you-
only one.
And the coolest part is you pack it up, you throw it over your shoulder, dude.
That was actually really heavy, and I was really small.
So you're dragging it.
2 hands.
Damn, that's tight to be the first one.
The Razor scooter taught me how to ride a bike.
How's that?
Or just knowing balance and
I
stuff.
couldn't ride a fucking bike until I was 11, bro. On my
11?
My 11th birthday, my grandma bought me a Razor scooter. It was all red because, you know, your boy. And once I rode on that thing, I hopped on the bike and I could ride a bike all of a sudden.
Oh,
So I think I'm a little dyslexic. You know what I mean?
Whoa, weird.
all of a sudden.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
All of a sudden.
But I'm glad you guys didn't make fun of me for not being able to ride a bike till I was 11.
Did you guys climb trees growing up?
Oh yeah.
I was too scared.
Tree all
Too
day.
scared?
I was too scared.
Dude, I was doing the most wild stuff in trees. Like, I was up like 30, 40 feet, like,
You probably had pretty good trees though, where you grew up.
3. Oh, we had,
You had sick trees, dude.
You
yeah.
got like palm trees.
Do you think when you come out of California, you're like, these trees, you can't even climb these fucking
You
things?
have to climb it like Mulan. You know?
yeah.
Me and Bart were just chopping plants off. Thinking,
Bro, that story I think about all the time, dude.
These are the enemy of the trees.
Drive around Buena Park, Cypress, Cerritos, any of those, you'll see them.
Just ride on a bike and just kicking fucking
whack
trees.
'em.
You'll see kids chopping them.
Oh my god.
Did you grow up in a big school? Like as a kid?
Elementary school?
Did you meet new kids all the time growing up?
Kind of.
Dude, anytime that like I was in a situation where there was a field trip and you saw another group of kids, I would get so hyped. Because my whole class, like growing up, my classes were always 12 to 13 people.
You went to like a private school.
Yeah, they were always really small. Yeah, really, really small. So every time like we would go to LA County Fair every year, I would always try to meet random ass kids. Wow. And then
So you're good at making friends, huh?
no, but they would be weirded out because they'd be like, "Why are you trying to talk to us?" Or they would instantly like exclude me.
What was your
They don't
opening
know.
line?
I don't know. I think I would just walk up and just say hi and my name's Ryan, like mad regular. Yeah, because I just wanted to meet new fucking kids for once. The same dozen people at church, the same people at school. So like anywhere else we went, we were like, "Yo, what's up, man?"
Brave kid, dude.
It's probably why you became a dancer.
That's why you became a dancer?
Probably why you became a dancer.
Oh, I mean,
Because then you could walk up to kids and be like, look at this. Look what I could do. Be my friend now.
you make just get my ass kicked immediately. Yeah.
Ryan got jumped a lot.
That's true because when I went to the same school when we went, I thought that was so small.
It is tiny, dude.
Going from like public school to that, it's like wow. But then I forgot how like private school can be really small.
So tiny, dude. And you just know the shit out of everyone. You know what I mean? You're so sick of everybody because you know them so well. Like all my
You think that's a
friends-
good thing though? It helps you really get to know people. Like,
I think it's a great thing, but it's so weird. It's like it's almost like I had a premonition that I was gonna leave one day and not know anything about the world.
Yeah.
Because I just know the same 9 people like my whole freaking life, and then
Always wanted to just fucking see
yeah, I
it.
just wanted to like meet different types of people. Like everyone I knew was Seventh-day Adventist. It was like okay.
The cool thing about the private school we went to though, it just felt like a massive group.
Yeah.
Because people would just invite each other for birthday parties and all that. And then when you go to public school, like it's easy to leave people out because it's so massive.
That's true. That's the part I didn't learn. Like I didn't understand how well I had it, where it was like, wow, our community was so tight knit. Everybody looked out for each other. You can't build a community that big and that close with all the random people in the world.
I wonder how homeschool kids feel then. If they feel like, fuck, I just want one friend.
Dude, that must be rough, bro. Like I could never imagine myself going through that. But
I don't know, most homeschool kids do a lot of extracurriculars though, like throughout the week.
Yeah, but it's not the same when it's like spotty, you know, like you go do this thing and then you do this thing. It's not like you'll spend like a whole day. Oh, I see them during recess, or even in passing, or even in the bathroom. Like it's a little bit different.
Easier to build connections.
at least back then, it felt like there was a huge disconnect between like if we had homeschooled kids that started going to school, which we would have some of them, they would be weird as fuck.
They're hella weird.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're still weird today, but back then,
Bet they are.
weird, bro.
Society moves fast. If you take 2 years of your development time away from socializing, how do you catch up?
Right.
You literally miss like a week of math class in school growing up, and like you fall behind forever. Like
That's why I gotta beat them all up.
so much to keep up with.
Give them a nice childhood memory, huh?
Just Kidding News, careful boys, is a brand. Just Kidding News is the man of smart people. The people of Just Kidding News, careful boys, they are very smart. Just Kidding News, the #1 podcast in the world.